What's up, Guido? It looks like we're on air.
Are we? Right on, we are. What's good?
All right, so I just saw this and I thought you'd like to know, and I wanted to put this out there live. Apparently, Boy Blue has put out a video and it says Violent J exposed. I have not watched that video yet,
Okay, I'll go on.
but I think it might have to do with your interview, and I'm actually curious as to how you managed to put that interview together.
Okay, first of all, with the Boy Blue thing, he comes off in that video. I'll tell you how this video is. He comes off in the video saying, I am going to expose Violent J, and then he repeats just about like a gist like of what that whole entire interview is about. He's trying to take credit for this interview that I've been trying to orchestrate for the past month and a half now, which is a month and a half delayed. All right. How I got Sasha Doll of all people was through Bam Bam, who I've been supporting him and Campbell Carup. They're both from, I believe, Windsor. No, where is it? They're from Canada, right? I can't remember which province that they're from, or state, if you will. Um, I randomly stumbled upon Campbell Carup, his music, and then I found Bam Bam, which is his side partner, of the Cannibal Disciples, which is their little duo, if you will. Bam Bam and Cannibal Carup was featured on Psychopathic Radio back in the day whenever Sasha Doll had her show with those two other bimbos that didn't know shit about music. And it was like a sex talk show. That was like the theme of it. I don't know if you remember it or not. I believe it might be on their archive. I don't know if Psychopathic's YouTube deleted it or not. It should be still up there. There's also segments of can't remember the other dude's name. There's this ninja out of Detroit that's also supporting them, big time fan of theirs as well. He cut his part whenever he got on air and put it up as well with Bam Bam and Carup both on there. But I've talked to Bam Bam. I've interviewed him before via the phone on my YouTube channel. You can check that out. It's kind of old, but like a year or so ago, back when I still had my mohawk, you know.
I saw that picture. It's a good picture.
Yeah, but that was back in that. That was like a year ago or so. But apparently, Bam Bam and Sasha Doll, they both hooked up and got hitched, and they're married. That's how I got my connection to Sasha Doll. And Sasha Doll, she's like, you know what? Fuck these guys. They screwed me over. This, that, and this, and all that.
That's how you got your connection to Sasha.
Yep.
Through Bam Bam.
Yep. All credit to him. And he's one down-ass ninja, and she's a really down-to-earth person. She's down-to-earth, even though she came from like the punk scene and all that, and the goth scene. Still a down-ass juggalette, if I could say,
So, did you watch that video with Blue? Did you get a chance to actually watch that?
Oh, yeah, I've watched it.
The Violent J exposed?
Yeah. He didn't expose anything. He just repeated basically the gist of what my video was about. That's all that was. And he's just looking for views, dude. He's just looking for views.
But, I did bring it to his attention yesterday about the interview. I told you, I wasn't taking credit or whatever. I refer to my source and things like that, the bibliography, if you will, of the videos.
Mm-hmm.
And I told him, go check this out, because he said, I don't watch Guido's videos unless it's something, catch my attention, things like that. You can watch the video and see for yourself. Like, I'm not playing favorites or anything like that. I'm just simply stating what was said in these videos, because that's all I can go by if I'm going to use this as a source.
Right. And along with that, like, Blue and everybody else is so quick to judge because of my past record of on YouTube pissing people off, and he's one of those people I've pissed off a lot. So, like, I don't blame him for not being like, oh, Guido,
Well, I pissed you off, and I remember this, and I told you I did it deliberately, because unfortunately people only pay attention to negative things. They'll only pay attention to negative comments. It builds controversy. Therefore, when they come up and see, oh, wait a second, this is how YouTube works. They're right. I was kind of hoping to change something in that aspect.
Right. Well, you know what? I'll quote Eric Bischoff. Controversy equals cash.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
you know what? That's how I don't do it to get views. I just get it, and I don't. I do get to get attention, however, but I want the attention to be in the right direction. You know, like I'm not the videos that I do. Like whenever I'm with Jay Raoul, when we clown and do the poop poop shit, that's just to clown around and joke around like jackass style shit. Like we did the poop Herald. That was all Jay's idea, dude. You can't do nothing but laugh at that, you know?
Well, I was even shocked because it's like, okay, this Hatchet Cockrider thing that came out, which by the way I thought was very clever, and it actually had a ring to it.
It
So,
did.
kudos to that. And I was like, I thought it might, like I said, I got the misinterpretation that you were part of the BWC,
Yeah,
and
I get that a lot.
I thought maybe it was, Jay part of it, but I figured I wanted them off my back. So if I can piss you off and tell, show them things like that. And ever since we've done that, they've left me alone.
Exactly. But like,
So,
it is what it is. Like people don't understand my mentality of things, I guess. And people misconstrue what I. It's hard to describe sarcasm through comments on YouTube. That's the main thing. I use a lot of sarcasm and shit, and people misconstrue it in different ways.
oh,
It's
yeah.
not
And
supposed to be.
when you're texting, when you're sending emails and things like that, it's very hard to see tone. I mean,
Yes.
you'd have to be doing things. Like it got easier for me. Like I could tell that somebody who bought one of my charms off of eBay was a woman by the way she was correcting her font and just by the way she was talking and the
Right.
thing how she was saying it. It was easy to see that it was a woman doing
Like,
that.
example, like I type in all caps. You know, I don't do it because I'm mad, bro. I do it because I'm Italian. I'm constantly loud. I don't yell. I'm loud. I talk loud. Okay. So if I'm yelling at you, I'm not yelling at you. I'm just talking loud.
French people do that too. My father, I'll actually be talking to somebody right next to me, and I'll get pretty loud too. So,
Right. But that's and then I say I'm a Guido. I talk loud. I live up to my stereotype in a way that way. And last year on my old computer, my caps lock was literally broken. So like on and off, there'll be like capital letters and then lowercase letters and then capital letters and lowercase letters out of the blue.
yeah.
For the longest time, and that was my excuse for the longest time. Now I just don't give a fuck.
So I wanted to talk to you about something that was said by the Carnival Spirits. Now I got no issues with these guys. These guys added me on G Plus shortly after they did their big hangout thing that they've been promoting for a little while.
hmm
And I was watching one of the things, and it said if you're sleeping on Carnival Spirits, you're sleeping on the best.
Yep.
My question is, you've got Test Dummy 22, you've got Boy Blue, you've got me, you've got you, Child's Play Ninja, Big Irish. Vlogging has to become more of an art, as they stated. But how do you decide who to subscribe to? Like, when someone first comes onto YouTube, they're not doing videos or anything, but they're subscribing, things like that. Is it a form of marketing? Is there something you have to market for them to subscribe to your channel? What is the goal, the main goal on YouTube for Juggalos?
For Juggalos, for me, I think if I'm a new school Juggalo, if I'm just getting hip into this shit, I want to educate myself as much as possible, and also I want that small bit of entertainment as well. I find more entertainment, Juggalo video-wise, than Cali Green Too Fresh, aka Doug, as I call him. That
Yep.
dude, he is my dude. I don't know if you saw this. He made a video way back in the day, like I think like a year or two ago, whenever him and I first started off. He's like my brother from another mother. Like seriously, like I swear to God, like I'm adopted, and like his mom is my mom. That's how we're so like invisible wire with each other. Like you know, honestly, if we were like schoolgirls, we could probably finish each other's sentences and shit. Like that connected. Like for real though. Not to get gay or nothing, but still, like that dude's my dude. And I've sent him mad love. I bought his kid not Spider-Man, a Batman mask hoodie. I have that video up on that video is still on his channel. I hooked him up with a shirt. And you know what he hooked me up with? Old school flyer of Esham from back whenever he was still at the Gathering.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it was still scratched up, and I had that bitch pinned to my wall in my room. But
That's what's
still,
up.
like I go, but back to the subject though. I don't mean to get off, but I go to him for entertainment videos. A lot of people get pissed off at him, like, why do you wear the mask? Why do you say? Why is all the other words you say is motherfucker, 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 motherfucker? You know, he does that because he's imitating Little Pooh and Big Stank. If you're a true juggler, you know where he's getting that character from. But obviously, not everybody knows this. I got into this shit around like the rape era, you know, and I didn't even know that shit. Come the fuck on, you know? It's like facepalm, you know. But I go to Cali Green for like entertainment videos, you know, like funny ass skits and shit like that. He does that shit, you know. For information, like I would whenever he was still on here. I don't know. I know he's probably still on here scoping shit, but hasn't made a video in a while. I would go to Big Irish, you know. He's
Yeah.
like the grand. I call him the grandfather wisdom juggalo, if there is such a thing, you know. He has so much wisdom, and he's one of those people that has that presence where you just feel like you need to show him respect, you know. He gives off that, you give me respect, you hear what I have to say, and you don't bitch about it until after I'm done speaking, you know. He gives me that vibe, you know. CPN, yes, no. He lets his opinions get too much of him, I think, along with his ego. But, you know,
I'm still waiting on that third installment.
I am too. I am too. And you know why he only did that? He only did that trying to get pissed off because he's pissed off at me for other shit involving cunt face, yeah,
So
and Crazy McCormick.
I am curious, who is this Netted Master person? Because um,
we so
I heard
we
about
really
him
have
for
to
the
talk
first
about
time.
this. We
Hey
really have
man,
to talk about.
I'm trying to get information.
Okay, okay. Master was a guy that came at basically E-thugged at Crazy McCormick and CPN whenever they still were hunky dory, okie dokie, and all that. Um, Crazy McCormick did a video basically breaking down one of his videos that Master did to CPN, where basically Master was standing in his room, had his hat, and he's like, all E-thug, like, if you come up here, I'll beat your fucking ass. All E-thugging and shit. And he throws his hat on the ground, and then he gets a text message on his phone. And he wastes like a minute and a half on the video just looking at his phone, texting someone back. And then he gets back to the people, and he's like, and then some big fat naked guy walks in. He's like, the rent is due. Do you have money for it? While he's recording. The video's out there, dude. It's still out there from what I know of. Somewhere scourging around YouTube land, you know. It's still out there. You can all look this all up on your own, but
Oh my
yeah.
god.
Yeah, the dude basically made a fool of himself and alone, and then Crazy McCormick, he basically broke down his video showing how stupid he is, saying like basically Netamaster said that this one part of Canada is the worst part or worst city in America or in the United States because at one point in one year it had like I think like a total mass killing of like 16 people due to a shooting of some sort.
Yeah.
And there's a scene in the video that so you're talking about the shooting and he explains it. And then he goes back to that master's video, and then that master's like, "Ooh, ooh, ooh, ooh." And then it cuts to Crazy McCormick saying, "Oh look, 5 people just died in Detroit." You know, it's just like really, you know, just disproving him. So that master, he's a joke, but that's old news from even before I was on YouTube. So you
Well,
know,
yeah. Like I said, I
but
heard
yeah,
the first time. I heard it for the first time from Carnival Spirits, and
right,
you know, I listened to Child's Play Ninja. Boy Blue was my first introduction, and then I think it was Child's Play Ninja, and then I think it was Big Irish, and then I actually think I found you, and then a few others, and then it just, I found that Cali Green guy, and this was actually just about 2 weeks ago when I found him. So, there's a lot of good things to watch on YouTube, and you get a lot of vital information. You get, different perspectives. Um,
Right.
but
But yeah, like I was to get back to the subject though, like I come on YouTube. What I do on YouTube, at least what I try to do is share information that I know and look for information that I don't know. I first came on YouTube to get my opinions out there. I've said this from the very beginning. I don't do it for the views. Sure, it's nice to get views. That recent interview got like at least 390 something last time I checked, I believe, or 290 something.
it
With
is a
that
good
video.
feeling. It
Yeah,
is a
that's
good feeling.
a phenomenal feeling. It boosts like your ego in a way. I hate to say it. I have an ego. Everybody has an ego, but like it boosts your ego, and it also boosts your morale in general. It makes you feel good about yourself, and there's nothing wrong with that. But like,
Absolutely
I
not.
never did it for the likes. I never did it for the dislikes. I don't do it for trolling. Occasionally I troll, but I do it in a friendly manner where both me and the person I'm making fun of gets a laugh out of it in the end. Not where, and compared to when I'm actually hating on a motherfucker, like I do with Blue, because I dislike his guts, and yeah, I'm not getting into that. Or Gothic Cunt, for instance, where she thinks she's right 100% of the time, and you can't even give her your opinion about her because she's right. Yeah.
Well, and that's what I'm trying to understand is that, I talk with Gothic Chick and I talk with Blue and things like that. We seem to be on the same keel. I talk with you. We seem to be on the same keel. But I'm not doing any pandering of the sort. Why is it that I can go and have a conversation
Right.
with you, Blue, Gothic Chick, and obviously Carnival Spirits like my stuff? And how is it that, we all get along? What is the issues with everybody else on YouTube? And is there a way to make that fade and go away?
Issue about it? I think everybody has an ego trip right now. I truly do. Because if you think about it, let me check right quick on my YouTube. I truly believe, I have not made a video in quite a fucking while. Like there's like weeks gaps between each video. Um, my last video that I did was the Geography 101 with Crazy, which I took a little small bit that he did because people got confused of where I lived in Michigan. I live over here, not over here. Okay, that's 3 hour
Right.
difference. Just cracking jokes at that. I talked about the Zetterman case before this Sasha Doll interview. Because everybody was talking about it. I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'll just give my little 2 cents. Whatever. Before that, I did a couple videos of me like walking around downtown during a local music festival. Um, but that was at July 11th. And before that, I made a video about that cop shooting that dog, and that was on July 3rd. All right. Between the 3rd and 11th, how long is that? Like a week or so, right?
Yeah.
I didn't make any videos, but how many people during that week were talking about me?
Right. And that's what kind of boggles my mind as well. Like, everyone's saying, it's a competition thing, it's a competition thing. By stating that, you're making it a competition thing as well.
Exactly. I don't see it as a competition. I just see a bunch of people coming on YouTube voicing their opinions.
Right.
Some opinions you'll agree with. Some people agree with me. Some people completely disagree with me and think my mom should burn in fucking hell and shit, or she should die from cancer, which she's completely healed from. You know.
Well, I am glad to hear that she's doing okay.
Thank you. But I mean, she threw out the first pitch at the local minor leagues baseball game for breast cancer awareness. She did that, and she didn't want me to make a video of it because didn't want to have all the bad feedback and people fuck with her like they've done with the BWC has done. So
Right.
I was like, that's understandable, and like for some reason, Cali Green Too Fresh, he's told me this on my phone that people disbelieve that my mom does not have cancer or did not had cancer, and that it's all a hoax.
Oh, so they actually had to sit down and talk with her and conversed about this whole hoaxing and trying to get, attention on YouTube. They did this, is what I'm hearing, because the only way you could know something like that is if you sat down with the person and,
Yeah. Like, my mom, she went through breast cancer and all that. That's why I have, if you go on my Facebook, you can see me at breast cancer awareness places with my mom, like the ball game. I wore a I Heart Mom t-shirt, all pink. I look silly as fuck, but I didn't give two shits because I was there supporting my mother, you know?
Right.
And there's people on YouTube that have the audacity to say, oh, he's lying. His mom doesn't have cancer. Or, if his mom does, I hope she fucking dies. And shit like that. And these are coming from juggalos. Juggalo YouTubers. CPM to be one of them, you know? And it's just like, really? You're taking it so serious that you're trying to put people's family members involved? Come on, bro. This is all about music, you know?
I'm beating a dead horse, but I've said this time and time again. I first started listening to ICP at 11 years old. Did not claim Juggalo until I was 13. It was from a kid who used to pick on me and beat the shit out of me.
Right.
And just like, this kid actually hit me with a steel chair. Shit you not. This kid was like 100 and some odd pounds. I was like maybe 60, 70 pounds, and he beat me with a steel chair, and I just got right back up. Didn't hit him or anything. I'm not that stupid, but
Right.
But I got into these CDs that he would burn for me. I got into the music and stuff like that. I had no idea Whoop Whoop existed until the 2008 Hall of Wicked show. 18 years old. That's like nearly like 8 years, 9 years from when I first got into the music. So, and then there was the whole family thing. I always thought that it was people who had the same taste in music that hung out with each other like cliques in high school. That's how I perceived it. And then I saw
That's
things
how
go
it should be. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but that's how it should be. It should be that and your close friends who are into ICP. That's all that the family should be about. It shouldn't be about some random motherfucker walking down the street, you know, that just so happens to have a Hatchet Man. Here in Michigan, you could throw my fucking phone out the window and hit a fucking Juggalo, like during rush hour. No joke. You know, you can hit like a decal on a car, like on off of 44th and Eastern, you know, where I live off of.
Well, I just want to know about this whole Juggalo family thing here a little bit, because I saw these groups of people, like, I wish I could got a before and after picture. I really, really do. There was a bunch of them. I'd say close to maybe 800-900 chanting family.
Yeah, didn't you say something about, like, they were chanting family, and then, like, 20 minutes, 30 minutes later, they were beating the fuck out of each other?
Someone was throwing eggs. Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry, dude, but that's so fucking hypocritical. That's so fucking hypocritical.
Yeah.
You know? And see, that's why, it's stuff like that. That's the reason why I don't go around screaming, whoop, 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 what's crowded up? Whoopie, whoop, whoopie, whoop. And shit like that. You know, that's why I don't want to claim it, but technically I am because I dig their old shit. That's all that Juggalo really, like ICP, or not ICP, CPN said it the best. Juggalo was all originally about ICP. That's all it should be about ICP. You know, he said that, and I agree with him to some degree on that video that he made about that. You can also go look that up yourself. I don't know what the title of it was, but he said something to that degree. And there's very few things I agree with CPN on, but that's one of them. You know, and that's one of the good ones.
The video was he said it twice actually. Family, kids. And he said it on, it's still all about ICP.
Yes, that's the one. Yeah. It's still all about ICP. When it comes down to it, a Juggalo is not who has the most merch or who knows the most shit. It's just who digs the music. And like me, I dig the original 6 Joker cards, right? I still own some of them. Other ones I got rid of because they were too beat up and scratched, you know? And why keep a beat up scratch when I go buy a new one, you know?
Right.
And I've sold some of the shitty, whenever I was in my clown boy phase, if you will, which everybody had, where they like, oh, it's a piece of shit. I'm going to buy everything of theirs. You know? And then you buy all the crappy whack CDs, including with the good ones. You know, I just got rid of all my whack ones anyways. But technically, if you want to get down and technical with it, I'm more of a Juggalo than most of these Juggalo YouTubers claim to be, because I'm the one that's going out and doing work and getting in Sasha Doll from Psychopathic Radio. What are they doing? Sasha, she talked based on why Twisted left because of the non-disclosure agreement contract, which she also signed, which she broke on the interview because she didn't give a fuck. She had nothing for them to sue her for, you know?
And obviously you weren't doing it for attention because
no, I'm just doing it to see or to find answers. Because I'm curious, just like any other buddy, you know.
But here's my thing: if you really want to make money off this, and you're really worried about the monetization, I don't know if you monetize the video or not. Personally, I'd give you kudos if you did.
No, I don't. I don't monetize anything since last year.
Wow.
Last year, after I upload all those gathering clips from me going to the gathering with Crazy and Cuntface, I stopped monetizing my videos.
Nice.
Because I don't see, because to me this is a hobby. This is all that this started off as. This YouTube thing, career if you call it, you know, as Blue calls it, you know, it's not a career. It's just a hobby. Like, you know how much money I made off this thing within the past 3 or 4 years doing this shit?
I can imagine. I saw your
Are you ready for this?
Videos. Yeah.
Are you ready for this? A whopping 84 cents. Within being on YouTube for 2 years on this channel alone, on my channel, the Real Guido channel, I've had 3 channels overall, so that's not counting those ones, but I didn't monetize those ones, you know. That was before that was allowed for non-partner people, you know. But still, you know what I mean? Like, I see all these Juggalo YouTubers, like, spectating, making videos responses to each other and shit, like, and podcasts and shit like Carnival Spirits does, and they're like, why did Twisted left? Did they leave because this? Did they leave because that? Meanwhile, I'm behind the scenes hunting down people who used to work for them that are willing to tell me or tell us what the fuck happened. Like Sasha Doll, you know? I've been putting my work, so I'm not trying to say this to be like, I'm better than them. By no means I'm not, you know? But I'm the one doing more work than they are. Sure, they're promoting positivity. I'm trying to see what's going on behind the scenes. If anything, you can label me like a TMZ juggalo, if anything, you know?
Right.
You know, like, I just want the good. I want the guts. I want the news, you know, that everybody else doesn't know. And that's what I've been looking for. And that's what you saw and heard from the Sasha Doll interview. And a lot of people were butthurt in the comments, honestly. But a lot of other people were honestly, like, butthurt, like, oh, ICP can do no wrong, you know, still brainwashed, as I call them, the Kool-Aid sippers, as I call them, you know. ICP can do no wrong. And then there was comments of people who are like me, who are heartbroken, but want Psy to change their ways, but they don't, and they haven't, you know. I just want Psy to get better music, because, like your homeboy said, what was his name? Can't remember. You did a interview thing with him. He was an artist.
Joey Cordes?
Yeah, Joey Cordes. He said Hoodoo is an insult to Juggalos. I feel like they're insulting my intelligence. That's how I feel about Hoodoo. I haven't listened to his whole entire album yet, so I can't judge too much based off the 2 music videos. You can easily tell that that was ghostwritten by Violent J. Easily tell that it was ghostwritten by Violent J. So yeah, okay. First album, ghostwritten by Violent J. All right. I just want to see what else he has to offer for now. I've also yet to listen to the whole entire album and have a full sit down, just listening, and that's it. Till then, I'll do a bigger video, maybe here on YouTube, my honest opinion about him. But I mean, Purple Gang, really?
One of the things I noticed about Big Hoodoo,
really,
and in one of his hooks, I actually misunderstood it when he's like, "Bitch, get scared."
Right.
I thought he was saying biscuits here. And I was like, that would actually fit with the whole Southern thing, and they like their biscuits and gravy. But, you know, I honestly think that he needs to work on his lyricism a little bit, you know.
I don't think it's that. Have you listened to any Joe Douglas other shit?
No, but I know your buddy there, Cali Green, he's looking to try and get some Joe Douglas stuff.
Yeah. I've listened to some of his stuff whenever he was on Psy Radio before they were on YouTube or anything. way back in the day, whenever they had like a featured artist, they also had this guy right here, Daniel Jordan, on there before whenever Daniel Jordan was still finishing the Stranger album, which is like a fucking masterpiece.
So
We have
who is Daniel Jordan?
Daniel Jordan. He is a guy from California, and he now lives in Arizona. He is basically the future, in my opinion, and also in Jay Raul's opinion, and you're gonna 100% agree with me on this. He is the future of acid rap. This dude talks about depression, your girlfriend, your girl who you had a kid with leaving you, you basically having a kid and raising it in this fucked up world that we live in, where there's a war going on, and he's basically born into debt, where you had your friend kill themselves because they got too high and they were ascending too much on drugs because they thought the Illuminati was going to kill them. You know, you just gotta listen to his music to understand him. Like, this dude is not wicked shit at all. It's real life shit. He has a song called Real Life. You know.
Well, I do have a question for you, because I actually want to talk about some music artists on this thing as well. Like I said, this to our one viewer here, this could be going for 3 hours. This could be going for 5 hours. This could go all day. We could be done with this thing in about 20 minutes. But I do want to get into this. I do listen to things other than ICP. As a matter of fact, I listened to that Father's Day song, and I still felt that it was Mighty Death Pop toned. I think that they're still in that stigma. They're still in that idea for doing a Mighty Death Pop type beat. However, you were right with the lyricism and things like that. You said that was true from the heart, and it actually seemed like they meant it when they were singing it.
Mm-hmm.
So, you got Daniel Jordan. That's his name, right? Daniel Jordan?
Yes.
And there's a music artist who sings about similar things. I'm sure you've heard of him, Cage.
Cage, yes, I've heard of him. He's pretty good. I haven't really dabbled too much into him. But Daniel Jordan, he fits me on a whole nother level, because Daniel Jordan, he basically raps about anxiety issues and social anxiety issues, which I have a problem with. That's why only time I'm outside is whenever there's music around, whether it's at shows, whether it's at like a music festival or something to that degree. I barely ever go out and about. I'm normally like a hermit crab. I stay away from a lot of people because I fucking hate people, dude. I seriously do. Like I'll sit in my room and be like, all right, I want to hang out with Kevin today. Crazy, you know?
Yep.
I go hang out with Crazy. We go to the mall or something to go check out CDs at FYE or some shit like that, you know? And then I'll be at the mall and be like, I fucking hate society. I fucking hate people. I'll be thinking this in my head, you know? But like 15 or 20 minutes ago, I'll be at home. I was at home saying, man, I fucking hate being at home alone, you know? Just anxiety buildup, you know, that bullshit, you know? But like, Paranoia as well, you know, he talks about that, which is the next album that he's coming out and been working on, called American Paranoia, you know, which it released the song Imposter. I used to hold her in my arms, but now I lost her. I used to call her my own, but now she's just an imposter, you know? Like, that's no shit. I bought 3 copies of that shit, which was a single, which you can go to killdanielJordan.com, which is a link to his big cartel website. You can get shirts like this, Detroit Pistons color shirt for like $20. He has like all white blackface for like $5, a CD for like $10. You know, sells his shit dirt cheap. Seriously, dirt cheap. And like, he'll work with you with the sizes and the colors. Like, he didn't have any red shirts, so he went out and got this red shirt for me, you know? And he'll work with you if you order shit, and he'll hook you up with a little bit extra. That's how I got the sticker on my phone, you know? Like, he threw in like a handful of stickers with the shirt because it was late order, you know?
What was it Psychopathic Records was offering for the whole Christmas packages? If you buy this right now with like $25,
I don't even know,
you get
dude.
a sticker.
I don't even know, dude. I don't even order anything from there. Last time I ordered shit from there, it was 2 Twisted. There's three CDs. It was Twisted, Man's Myth. It was, what else was it? I can't remember off the top of my head anymore. It was 3 CDs. I can't remember all of them, but the Man's Myth one came in broke, and it was like a normal envelope type sealed with a little bubble wrap in it, and they were just stacked on top of each other, and it was broken. All three of the CDs were broken. The little thing that holds them on the inside, the little things, broken off. And mind you that, all right, I'm here, right? Here's Grand Rapids, right? Here's Ferndale, where Sasha was at. That is an hour and a half, not even, drive. How can you fuck up that order? I mean, I can understand, like, if a mailman dropped it and shit, but they had to drop it, like, chuck it on the ground and break it like that, Like, the jewel case is destroyed, everything was destroyed, but the CD still works. So I just put on a blank CD case for it, but still,
Right.
So
Let me ask you
fuck
something.
Hatchet Gear. Fuck Hatchet Gear.
I want to ask you something about Hatchet Gear, though. I want to stay on this topic with you. It's going to be painful, and I do apologize.
Oh, it's alright. It's whatever.
I just don't want to, like, break you and things like that, and you walk away like, oh my god, I talk about that shitty-ass place. But the things that happened with, Boondocks, the things that were discussed in the interview that you did with Sasha, I did say this to Blue. People support Big Hoodoo. People support Psychopathic Records. But if you see how Boondocks is treated, and you guys love Hoodoo, wouldn't you be doing him a favor by boycotting? Could this be possible that by boycotting, you're actually helping him? Because who knows? The Big Hoodoo thing, when they say this all the time, and ICP even said it in their book, when you're signed, you get your $40,000, your $50,000, your whatever sign-on, and that's all your money that you get.
Mm-hmm.
Why would Psychopathic Records be different when you got to pay for your beats and pay for studio time when you're signed with a label? How are the Big Hoodoo fans? How are the fans of the people who get signed on to Psychopathic or whatever? How do you know you're not screwing over the artist in the long run? What could we do to ensure that these, like, I'm not a fan of Hatchet Gear. I haven't been a fan of Psychopathic Records as of late. But to the people who are, I don't begrudge them. However, I want to help them realize that their dollar is their vote. You put in your dollar.
It is. Technically, it is. You're right about that.
What happens when you put your dollar towards something because you want to help out this music artist? I bought two Twisted shirts, a Twisted hat, and Abominations to find out later on that Twisted didn't even get any of that money. I felt like I got gypped because not only was I trying to put my money to get these things, but I also wanted to put that money into Twisted's pockets.
Well, a lot of other Hawaii shit I've noticed as well with Hatchet Gear is that as soon as Boondocks left, they still had him up on Hatchet Gear. And whenever Twisted left, they still have them up on Hatchet Gear. And then Monoxide, he put out a tweet saying, because somebody asked him, like, hey, did you get any of the proceeds from Hatchet Gear? And he's like, no, we have not received one penny of them, or one dime of them, he said. And because of that, I think that's the main reason why Psychopathic's going to always stay afloat. DJ Phillips said it as well. They're going to make money off the past records, which they can still have ownership and still reproduce, off the old shit, because they have a whole entire ginormous back catalog, of old shit.
Exactly.
And they make money off that more than Twisted off their new shit, or Boondocks would off his new shit. You know what I'm saying? Well, I think that it is bullshit that we don't know where the money goes at all. And I think it is bullshit that Twisted hasn't been getting paid for all their merch. Maybe they've gotten paid whenever they go on tour for their merch. I guarantee you that a good sum of that goes to gas money to go from one place to another, probably,
Absolutely.
I know that most artists, like you said, Convo Vampire, he's like that with this whole U-Haul story that you said. That's probably what he used his merch sales for,
Well, the reason why I don't try and talk to many people about Mad Insanity, but I support them and things like that, and I make my own stuff, is because I don't want them to think that I'm riding Mad Insanity like a lot of these jugglers are riding Psychopathic. But But if I know where the money is going, I'm more apt to buying something. I haven't bought anything off of Hatchet Gear because I don't know where my money's going, and I don't want to condone something that I'm against. Let's say I'm a PETA vegetarian person, and I go and buy groceries from this person, but this person also owns a slaughterhouse. That's something I would kind of like to, know before I put my money in. But sometimes you just don't get to know these things. But when you do, you should not take it for granted. I bought a twisted charm for $40. I can make any charms that I want for my own personal use, and I could have gotten it for much cheaper than that. But I
I
felt
was gonna
bad
say
for
that.
getting my cut.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. Yeah, you have your own charm place, and why are you buying it from them?
Because I'm trying to screw over other businesses is why. And if you ask a lot of people on YouTube, they're like, he's screwing over and he's bootlegging.
Right. I've gotten that as well from motherfuckers as well with RLP shit because really for the longest while, for the past not last year, but the year before last year's gathering, the gathering I went to, there was no place to get RLP shit other than eBay or from people that go to shows, that you could hook up on Facebook to get a hold of real life production shit, Devil in the Moon tees. Those are a rarity back then. Now, since Ishan and some motherfuckers down in Indiana, shout out to Kyle, he's one of them, they repressed up a bunch of old shit, a bunch of like Nodis, just plain Nodis logos, or just plain Devil in the Moon logo shirts, They've repressed all them up and they've made a killing off of them. I just have a shit ton of ideas that I want to throw their way, but it all comes down to Ishan's opinion on it. Like, it's summer, it's 90 degrees outside, and all they have to sell is black t-shirts. Toss up some like black logo, like white ones, for a whiteout sale or something. There's so much shit that I want to help, but you can only do so much.
Well, let me ask you this. You said this is at the gathering, correct?
What?
Where you had to get the black shirts and stuff?
No, this is online. Right now, all that they sell online is black t-shirts right now, majority. On the Suicidalist web store.
I'm kind of curious to know this. Violent J and I stated this from what you had said. Like I said, I quoted you. I quoted Sasha. I gave the rights to you guys and gave you guys the props and the kudos for that, so that way I didn't miraculously make this up or I went and did my own research. I give you full credit for doing that, Guido. I really do.
Thank you.
But with the gathering, if Jay is not looking forward to the gathering and stuff like that, obviously they're putting up the extra money to make it worth their time. Do you think that perhaps maybe, because I've never been to a gathering, but is there a way that they could keep the other music artists from having less merchandise so that way people are more buying Hatchet stuff than they are buying the underground music artist stuff?
Let me tell you about that. I'll tell you about that. ICP, their merch tent was changed like at malls and shit, how they have like you pull the little thing and the chain thing goes up and down. They had that on their tent before it opened up, alright? And what they did for the other artists is they gave them an equal sized tent, but there was no chains or anything like that. They just set up some like normal tables like you see at like wrestling events, those pull out tables. Yeah. And then they just line them up, and then they just have chairs stacked, and then like one of those little gate things where you can like pin T-shirts to display them on. That's all that they gave the underground artists. That's all that they gave them.
Now you've been to Warped Tour, correct?
Yes, I've been to Warped Tour 3 times. Back in 2000, 2007, 2004, and 99.
So you have seen the Dropkick Murphys there, correct?
Correct.
Did the Dropkick Murphys ever have
I got kneed in the face. I got kneed in the face at their mosh pit, yes.
Awesome. Did they have these gates at their tents? Because I know from all the documentaries and things like that I had seen, they've got, Stephanie Doherty, when she did the Dirty Glass thing, and she was on tour with them, she was actually the one selling merchandise.
Mm-hmm.
This was in 2004, correct? 2005?
Yeah, around that time period.
Okay.
Yeah.
But they never had, worries of people stealing anything. You didn't see, there was people patiently waiting and things like that. Why is it that ICP, whom did not sell out, by the way, and are not mainstream, have fenced in, gated in merchandise for a tent? what does that tell us about the majority fan base? Because obviously you got to cater to the 99%,
Mhm.
let's say. You've got to cater to them because to them it's what matters. So you mean to tell me by the things that ICP has been doing and that Sasha and
Mhm.
you have discussed that their fans steal, their fans don't care about the label, and everyone is out for themselves, and this family concept is either really warped or it's a bold-faced lie that people hang on to try and associate with other
I agree with you
people.
on that last part, and pretty much, yeah. Basically, at the gathering, it was everybody fend for themselves, dude. I literally saw. Okay, the night whenever I did.
Ooh, lost
All
the
right,
viewer.
fine, fuck him. Anyways, but the night that I did shrooms for the first time, all right, and I filmed that whole entire experience. If you remember that, it's all up on my YouTube channel. I've never done mushrooms before, ever magic mushrooms or anything like that, or psilocybin mushrooms or anything like that. I did that, had a time of my life. I wish I could just reenact that whole period. Like I seriously do, because it was so fun, so amazing, once in a lifetime, basically. After I came down from that, after I saw Mastermind spitting every word that he was spitting on stage, I went up to my tent where Crazy and Cuntface they were there sleeping, just crashed out, tired, I went to bed, I fell asleep, woke up in the middle of the night, I had to take a leak. We were on top of Red Mist Mountain, and that's where the built-in showers are for actual campers that camp on that grounds
Mhm.
daily or weekly or whatever. We camped there because that's where the well water is versus the tap water that was in the cooling stations. Tap water gets you sick if you're not used to drinking it. I'm used to drinking well water and city water, so we got our water source from there. But that's besides the point. I went to the bathroom, and all the porta potties were occupied or locked or whatever. Because I don't know if they were going to clean them soon or not, because that was the one that they mainly cleaned the most. That's why we camped up there also. They cleaned those porta potties because that's where the cleaner van truck thing was parked at. It was parked right by there, so it gets cleaned really quick. Um, they're all occupied, so what I did is I walked out towards the woods to take a leak.
Right.
Walking out to the woods, I see a group of ninjas on my right. They all had a crack pipe. They're heating it up before they, ingested it. And this is no different to me because I've lived downtown Grand Rapids. I've also, for a short small period of time, lived off of Van Dyke and Harper, where King Gordy was from, for a little while after I got out of high school. And I've seen people do shit like that. So no, it doesn't really faze me. But I mean, at the gathering, really, you're gonna smoke crack out in the open? Well, not open, but still in the woods at the gathering. And then so I'm taking a leak, and I'm just peeing, I'm doing my thing. And I look up to my right, and right on the outskirts of the woods, there's these ninjas that were camping right next to the trees. And I saw them with a syringe, flicking it and squirting it, making sure it was working. And there was a motherfucker that had like a shoe tie, and they were pulling it, getting ready to shoot up. And at that point, I was like, really? Is this really going on? Or am I just fucking high? And I walked back, and one of them got spooked and ran at me, and they're like, what are you doing, man? I'm like, just taking a leak. He's like, oh, dude, I thought you were the cops. And as I looked over by the little campfire that they had going on, they were shooting up. They were shooting up. And this is not even a lie, dude. Dude, I'm not even joking or lying or anything. Like, I'm okay with people who are like addicted to cocaine, because I was a while. I've had my own fair share of cocaine before whenever I was in high school. Um, like I'm okay with that. I'm okay with fucking weed, whatever, people smoking Jeffries, whatever, pain pill poppers, whatever, mushrooms, acid, big fan of acid, and mushrooms, but like that's
To each
my,
their own, man. To each their
yeah,
own.
exactly, but that only goes so far because fucking heroin and crack cocaine fucking kills people, makes their brains all fucked up, not right in the head, and then It was that, and also the first day of the gathering, we got all of our food stolen.
Yeah, you're telling me now.
And we were walking around just asking people if they had extra food because we got our shit jacked. And people will be like, "No, we don't have anything," and they'll have like a full bag of food, of hot dogs that they're getting ready to grill. You know, it was literally every man for himself mentality.
So why do you think that Violent J and Shaggy Tulip are focusing on the underground for this year's gathering?
They don't have the money. That's my theory. They don't have the money.
We should get Sasha back on here and we can ask her.
Right, but seriously, like I completely doubt that they have any funds left or anything because they lost Twisted, they lost Boondocks, you know, two of their big money
Blaze.
drawers. If you think about it, yeah, and Blaze in a way, you know, Blaze did that pony down thing with ABK behind Psychopathic's back. If you remember that, they did those two
Yep.
EPs or whatever, you know,
Yep.
like, and Blaze didn't even know that he was kicked off, and then all of a sudden he's back on. You know, like there's so much shit going on behind the scenes that we should know about as juggalos, as supporters of these artists. But
I, I love doing this, Guido, because it gives people a perspective on this. Like, oh, hey, everything's cool. It was a misunderstanding. Let me ask something, Guido. You're on my label. And all of a sudden I come out and say, you know, you and me are talking and things like that. And, you know, I go out and tell people you left the label. And then you go out and you're like, oh, I didn't even know I was off the label until you guys found out. So it's not like I stopped repping his shit or whatever. How is there a miscommunication with that? You'd think there'd be something that's like, yeah, I'm gone, I'm out of here. And,
right.
you know, so either Blaze is lying, but by his reaction, he seemed pretty honest that, you know, I have no idea what the fuck is going on.
Well, if you think about it, dude, Blaze, he started off in the embroidery part of Psychopathic. You
Yeah.
know, he was in the sweatshop, if you will, that they call it. Some people call it here in Detroit. They call that the sweatshop part. You know, and there's nothing wrong with that. You know, but he started from the ground up as a fan, and he worked for them, and Twisted got along with them. You know, and but the thing that I've noticed whenever Twisted left, as soon as they released Abomination's cover photos of the albums, what did the face paint look like?
Smiley face.
Hmm. Where would they get smiley faces on their mouths from? Hmm. Hmm. Oh, I don't know. Maybe House of Crazies, which they've been trying to do re-release or remastered or a brand new House of Crazy album that the Juggalos been wanting for fucking years, but for some reason we haven't gotten one yet. Gee, I wonder why. Maybe it's because of Joe Bruce. You know?
Well, I stated that he's got narcissistic behavior. He's proven that to the Juggalos. He's proven that to his biggest fans and things like that. And I don't blame him. It comes from child abuse. That's where narcissism first comes.
Exactly, and I agree with you
No,
100% about that. I agree with you 100% about that.
But you know, I like I said, I will take information that I've already got, and if I get information, I try and get it from I try and give out my sources. You know, because I had no problem saying, look, listen, Guido did this interview with Sasha. You know, he went out and did this, dude. I honestly thought you ponied up dough for it. I didn't know, but I did not state that, you know, hey, he paid money to go and do this or whatever. So I
No, I
wasn't
didn't pay any money. I got the hookup through a friend. That was all a hookup from a friend. You
which is
know,
awesome.
there was no money involved in that situation. It was just time and management. Like for a while, Sasha thought she didn't have money, or Bam Bam, we used his phone, his cell phone. He didn't have money on his phone to have it up and running, and he had to save up money. That's why it didn't happen for a month. It was supposed to happen last month, but he didn't have enough money to pay for his phone bill, and his phone got cut off.
Right.
So that's why this came a little bit later in the frame, you know. But like I was saying with the House of Crazies thing, like they've been wanting we've been all wanting a House of Crazies reunion of some sort with the ROC, because technically ROC's with Psy, but yet technically it's not. So that's all wishy-washy as well. In my opinion, ROC is better than anybody on Psychopathic besides Twisted. ROC has been slept on for fucking years as well, you know, and it's sad, you know, but like it is what it is, you know, like people they don't know their facts, and I think the thing is with the people like Carl the Spirits, Boy Blue, and all of them, I think some of them are scared because in a way I'm opening Pandora's box, you know.
Absolutely. And Guido, I want to ask you this because I did see this commented on your video that you did with Sasha, and it was not exactly quoted. I didn't get the name, but it was said, I want proof this could be a fake interview and things like that. Guido, so I'm going to ask you this on the record in front of our 0 viewers. Do you realize that using somebody's name who is actually on a psychopathic thing and risking their career is a bad thing? You know this, correct?
Oh yeah, I know this full-heartedly, and I'm trying to scroll down to that comment. Yes, it's from a Derek Forcine is his name, YouTube name. He said,
Okay.
I'm sorry, y'all, but till I see credible proof, I don't believe any of it. But to be honest, this could be a fake interview made by anti-Juggalo people trying to fuck shit up. Anyways, much love, whoop whoop. I put, and this is whenever I'm being sarcastic, and you can tell when I'm being sarcastic with comments if I put LOL, alright, just for future preference, for anybody and for yourself. This is how you can tell if I'm joking with you or fucking with you or busting
Right.
your balls, you know. But are you really, bro? Are you serious? LOL. That's a great joke. And then he responded saying, "Yes, I'm dead serious. How is this proof of anything?" And I put, her working behind the scenes for 7 years and her on a non-disclosure agreement contract for a 7-year contract for the past 3 years now. Yeah, this is 100% real. This is me, Rito, the host of the show. I've interviewed Schizo of Kalamazoo, Michigan, Doc Hollywood Hustle of Detroit, and Mastermind all on my channel. My channel is not anti-anything. And I'll quote DJ Fillin, "Proof is in the fucking pudding." End quote.
Well, and I want to ask you this too.
So that pretty much sums that up, but go on.
Right, but I want to ask you this. People don't want to think that Psychopathic would do something like this.
Yeah.
However, and I stated this with Blue, so I'm going to state this with you so that way no one thinks I changed my opinion or I'm trying to flip or whatever. You realize what I said in that video, you watched it.
Yeah.
People who are going to watch this are going to realize that I'm not going to change my mind. However, when Psychopathic first came out, they wanted the world's attention, and if not the world, the underground's attention, and they did it by having A-level artists. And they did that. People were focused. They were in tune of what's going on and felt like they were active with it. But they did not anticipate the departure of music artists as they did, not so much in one bunch. If you go and type in Google and says "believe Psychopathic," there's a grocery list.
Oh, there is.
So
Did you know that Dayton Family is not part of Psychopathic no more?
yeah, there's a lot of people who have been talking about that, and yeah, you Google it, they've been gone for quite some time, but I guess Zug Island's back.
But you know what? Did anybody bitch about Dayton Family? Dayton Family, they're a fucking legend in Michigan. A fucking legend supergroup in Michigan. Jay Raul, he owns just about almost damn near half their whole entire discography. He's a huge Dayton Family fan. I've seen them here in I think it was in Pontiac, Michigan. I went up there for a show to see. I think it was Twisted at the time. I don't know. Twisted was there, and Dayton Family was opening up. They were like the second of the last people to perform, and they laid it down. You know, they came out gangster shit, and I thought it was a fucking shame that they signed them and made them try to do a horrorcore style. You know, when they made their fucking careers and they're known for gangster shit, gangster Flint shit. You know, selling crack on the corner street of Flint in Flint, Michigan. You know. Like,
it was Ill Bill style type rap.
Yeah, you know, but Ill Bill, he practically took it from Dayton Family, or probably was inspired still. You know,
Right, but
kind
I'm
of
saying
that kind of vibe. Yeah.
it was on the same lines, and even Tech Nine and people like that, they give a shout out to Ill Bill and stuff.
Right. But still, you know what I mean though, like Dayton Family's gone, but has anybody from Dayton Family said anything? Probably no, because they're on NDA contract, you know?
That or
My
they just don't
guess.
care. I'm thinking they probably want it off by the way you're talking about them, and that they were asked to change and stuff, and they were good at what they were doing, and they probably had
Alright.
a bigger fan base when they weren't on Psychopathic.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, I'll tell you this, if you look up any old school Dayton Family albums, even the ones that were on RLP for a while, because they signed on to RLP, I believe, in the early 2000, if not 2000. I could be wrong on that. Don't quote me 100%, but they, I believe, whenever TBT agreed to redistribute RLP's back catalog
Mm-hmm.
in around the 2000 era, they signed to them and they released the album on them. But if you look up any Dayton Family shit and compare it to the shit that they were on side, you could easily tell somebody was meddling with their fucking music.
Oh, absolutely.
You can easily tell.
Psychopathic wants a certain tone. My guess is that they're
And that's
trying to get.
perfectly fine, but like if you need to literally fuck around with their music, and that goes with the thing with that Sasha said with the whole South of Hell album, which was produced by Mikey Clark and Violent J. You know,
I like Mikey Clark. I really do.
I like Kuma a lot better than Mikey Clark's shit. To be honest, I just like the sound that any Kuma song that he's produced sounds a lot better in my opinion than Mikey Clark. But that's just me, you know. To each
Well,
their own, you know.
I like. I'm not sure if it was Mikey Clark or DJ Clay. I think it was Mikey Clark. But they redid "They Pray with Snakes" from Boondocks. Now I'm not a Boondocks fan by any means, but that was the only way I liked that song was with the remix. It's the only time I've ever liked a remix more than I've liked an original.
Mm, that song was good, you know. Prayer of Snakes is a good song in general. Like it's deep. It talks about the South. Like man, I'll be honest with you. I was born in Kentucky. You know, I'm
Right,
technically
I
a
saw
redneck.
that comment.
Yeah. Well, you know, people saying, "Oh, they can't hate them," or they don't hate rednecks. You should know this. I'm like, yeah, I do know this, dude. Really, you don't say. You know, like I was born in
uh,
Kentucky. I'm technically a redneck. You know, so I was just raised in Michigan. You know, that's my background. You know, so my dad, he was a pastor from 2 years before I was born until I was 6 years old. What we used to do is we used to go from state to state, living in churches. And my dad would be a priest, if you will, or pastor, whatever you want to call it, minister for these churches until I was 6 years old. And then we eventually settled in Michigan because church wasn't really doing much for us and supporting us, you know. So my dad got a quote unquote real job, and here we are now, you know. Still
yep,
struggling, but everybody's still struggling nowadays, you know, so there ain't no shame in that.
absolutely. Absolutely, man. Like I said, I've said this before. The economy sucks. If you really want to do something with your money and you want to put it towards something, you got to look at where it's going.
Exactly, and that goes back to what you were saying, though, you know, like, and you're right, your money is your vote nowadays, you know? Like, like, I don't know how I'm trying to word, I'm thinking too fast for my words to come out. Um,
Where you're putting your dollar is where it's going. The ones that don't have your dollar are the ones that are suffering more than the person you gave your dollar to. At that moment, your dollar is everything to Hostess versus Little Debbie, Fago versus
exactly.
Coca-Cola, and that's why Coca-Cola and Pepsi, they split. Or not why they split, but they're split and they're both going to be fine. But
Right.
what the hell
Sorry
is
about that.
that?
I was moving my table.
Oh, I was like, did something like crash in your house?
Yeah, just a tree, you know, like the other one.
Yeah. Breaking news, there's a tree going through Guido's house right now. Guido, you're on the scene.
Dude, I've had 2 tree limbs fall from our trees outside because they're dying from the top part, but they're still living on the bottom. I've made 2 videos about that. I made a video saying, what the fuck woke me up? And I go outside and there's a giant ass tree limb that broke our whole entire fence in our backyard and shit. But
Damn.
yeah, that cost us money, and then cancer thing came up, and then car breaks down, and then all this shit. It's not one thing, it's another.
Exactly. But it's how you cope with it, man. It's how you cope with it.
Exactly. And to be honest with you, like, how I've been coping with my mom shit, like, for a while I was doing a drinking bench, and I was doing it, like, literally on YouTube as well. Fuck everybody and everything. Everybody can suck a dick. I'm right, you're wrong. Fuck you. You know? I did run on that little rant for a while on YouTube, and a lot of people hate me for that. But you know what? I got shit going on at home that affects me. I'm sorry I can't be, hi, I'm Guido here. What's good? You know, all the 100% of the time.
You brought up two things I wanted to ask you.
Yeah.
One, this is going to lead to a big discussion. If we get a viewer in the middle of this, you know, hopefully they understand. Again, I'm being objective. I'm just asking questions. That's what I'm doing.
Right.
Boy Blue, the whole you almost killed Blue thing that happened with Crazy McCormick, Child's Play Ninja, Big Nick or whoever the fuck.
Yeah.
Who's also from Michigan.
Yes. He lives, I think, like, probably like 35 minutes away from me. I don't know. He lives in the Boondocks area, like literally the Boondocks in Michigan. I honestly don't even know where he's from. But yeah. Well, that whole thing.
What is the difference between, you know, someone just doing drugs recreationally, smoking pot, whatever, and whoa, have I been cut out?
No, I'm still here. Yeah.
Well, we lost the screen thing there for a second.
That's all right.
Didn't know why that happened. But, you know, people can do drugs recreationally. People can, you know, do whatever this and that. What was the big deal with the whole you almost killed Blue thing versus somebody who just wants to go out and do drugs? Maybe it's while they're on YouTube. Maybe they want to drink a little bit while there's one video of me drinking, and that was my big long tangent. And I've been drinking a bunch of Twisted Teas or Four Locos.
Recreational use. How many videos have you seen me drunken?
I don't think I've ever seen any of you drinking, except for maybe one or two.
I did a video called "Sponsor Me Pepsi," where I was trashed, beyond trashed, and I just had like a 2-liter and a fifth of fucking Jaeger, and I'm just mixing it right in front of the camera. I'm like, sponsor me, sponsor me, It's still up there. I left it up there because I still get a kick out of it. Like, dude, I was so fucked up that day. Oh my god, what was I thinking? Well, it's too funny to take down, you know. I believe Crazy McCormick, he has maybe a video or two of me over at his crib, and he's shooting a video talking to himself. And I'm in the background yelling, drunk, yelling at the TV because he was like watching wrestling or something. The early Blog Talk radios with Crazy McCormick. This is after him and I met like a month or so beforehand, and we started actually hanging out. That was whenever BTR was still popping and a lot more popular. That was before people did podcasts and all that. There's a time where Spike was crying about the whole fake beef thing that they did. Yeah, and
yeah.
They opened Pandora's box on that, saying like, hey, we're not actually fighting, we're friends, this is fake and all that. And they were doing a BTR about it. And I was over at my friend Caitlin's, I got fucking trashed. Took the bus home, and as I'm waiting for the bus, I called into the show, I'm like, hey, how's it going, guys? He's trashed on the phone. And they're like, who is this? It's me, Guido, motherfucker! I'm just like obnoxiously drunk at this point, and it's just like, dude, what the fuck? Is that Guido? Like you could hear CPN being like, dude, is Guido trashed and is he calling in right now? You know? And then get this is the best part of it though. I take the bus, and Crazy, he lives the other side of the road from me, alright? So I get off the bus, I walk into Kevin's house, Crazy's house, right? Trash. Walking, I'm like, what's up, motherfucker? It's pitch black outside. It's snowing. I got just a long sleeve shirt on only, and I got my hat on, and I have my shades on, and I'm looking like Marky Mark right now, just like ah! You know, there's been times where I show up drunk in like almost every video. The most recent one, the Poop Herald, motherfucker, the Poop Herald. You know, the dark fecal matter, the dark fecal matter, dark fecal matter.
I actually don't think I watched that one.
Oh, dude. Okay,
But
you know how Boy Blue got featured in the Hatchet Herald?
by talking of hoodoo.
Yeah, talk about the hoodoo thing. Well, we clowned on him on that, making up a Poop Herald, dark fecal matter on the back, and Outhouse Records, where we changed the one H to a round poop-shaped O on the house, on the little house logo.
Yeah, I remember the Hatchet House logo.
Yeah, you get
But
to watch
Hatchet
that.
House
That's
is not
on
around anymore.
that's on I believe Jay's Frink Dingle account. But yeah, that's fucking funny as fuck. I'll have to send you that on your Facebook, and you'll get kicked out of that. But like just about every. But back to what you were saying though, with the rectal use and all that drug use and shit. I mean the Killing Blue thing. I think that every single video that I do with Jay, I'm usually drinking with them or smoking weed. I smoke weed very, very little because that shit fucks with my anxiety times 15,000. I feel like I'm going to die, basically. I'm more of a drinker, and as Jay said before on the Schizo interview, don't let me lie, I'm a fucking alcoholic. I seriously am, probably within like a couple years or so. And just to prove that a little bit, go over to our fridge over here. That's in the basement. There's a spider web falling. Yeah, if this doesn't say much, I don't know. Yeah, that's just half.
It's a bottle collection.
Well, not really a collection. Like we still got, like down here we got Jose Cuervo, we got margarita mixes, some wine, Bud Light, you know, some local brewed shit that's kind of flavored. So yeah, I like to drink a lot. To be honest with you, my folks they honestly hate it, but I like it. But
okay,
now,
so
there's a spider right there.
You know,
sorry.
You like to drink. Child's Play Ninja smokes his medicine. And when I mean smokes his medicine, I mean he smokes marijuana. He doesn't actually smoke his Adderall or whatever.
Right.
But, so that way no one misconstrued that, and Child's Play Ninja doesn't think that I was talking negatively about him. I'm just simply saying, you know, he's been like, I'm going to take my medication, and, you know, he lights up.
Right.
But what happened with Blue, I understand it was a misconception. He fell asleep after he took some of his pills and drank, and then, you know, he passed out or whatever, and someone thought something medical happened. But I'm trying to figure out why was it such a big deal that he was drinking and doing his thing or whatever, but, you know, I just don't get it. Like, what was the actual issue?
The actual issue was, back in the day, like probably like 5 years back, he made serious struggle videos that actually got people talking on YouTube. Also, he was the one that inspired a bunch of people, including myself. I'm not gonna lie, he inspired me to come up on here and voice my opinion because, like Beastmaster said before, comments they get lost in the shuffles of videos and shit like that. So, and not very many people respond to comments. People respond to videos.
Right.
You know, you have to get their attention. Boy Blue had a fallout with that because his videos kept on getting shorter, and he monetized everything. So he would name it something, and then the video would be about something completely different, just to get those views. And what he would do with all those views, they would rack up, and at the end of the month, he can go to the bank and withdraw his Google. This is why he doesn't have as much views as he used to. He used to get like 2,000. He used to get like 200 to 300 to 400 views per video, and now he doesn't get hardly any because we called him out on this bullshit. because he used to lay down Juggalo knowledge like crazy, and you can look up his whole entire past videos, you know,
Oh yeah,
and learn shit.
I saw him when he was doing his hype up for Bang Pow Boom. He was actually the reason why I decided to go out and buy the fucking albums. 3
See,
of
there you
them,
go.
mind you.
See, there you go. But like, he used to do in-depth reviews and shit like that, and like, he stopped
Those
doing
have
that.
amazing reviews. Those have amazing views. I think it's like in the thousands.
Yeah,
Malenko, Carnage, even the Bizarre Bizarre.
exactly. And hats off to him for that. But that's what I want from Blue. I want that style of Blue videos, not these like, oh, so yeah, I got a PlayStation 2 here. It's awesome PlayStation 2, you know, but but it sucks, and then that's the end of the video. Talk about the history of it, you know. Talk about something, you know. Try and make something out of nothing. He doesn't do that anymore. And you know why? Because he goes out and uses all of his Google money that he gets from YouTube, and he went out and bought all booze with that instead of actually getting a better camera, paying people to do like I don't know background images for his YouTube layout or something like that. He could be investing in himself, but what does he do? He abuses alcohol, and he becomes a fucking drunk and the shell of a man that he used to be. He becomes a deadbeat father, you know. He doesn't go out and get a job. He just stays home, gets drunk, and sucks off his mom's tit. And I'm sorry, but that's how I honestly feel about him.
Well,
He
let me
has
ask
so much
something, Guido.
potential. Dude, he has so much potential with his shit, but he just threw it down the gutter. And that's why everybody wanted a witch hunt, including myself. Plus, he screwed me over with money-wise, but I'm not going to get into that whatsoever. But that's why everybody wanted a witch hunt after him, you know? Because he used to be so good, and people used to look up to him, and now whenever people want to make fun of Juggalos, they type in Juggalo and then Blue, or Boy Blue, and then they pull up his name whenever they want to make fun of us, you know? And us as in Juggalos, you know?
Well, let me ask you something though. You talked about doing backgrounds for YouTube and things like that, and people should be investing in themselves and what have you. Guido, you know enough people. How come you aren't investing in this? And I'm not dogging on you by any means, because I'm kind of half. I think I'm expecting a certain answer, if you will, and I'm pretty sure you're going to give it to me straight. Why aren't you out there, spending money to get all these connections and things like that? How come you're not investing in your YouTube? How come you're not using backgrounds? How come you're not paying people to help you with your YouTube and put money back into it? And
Because
how come you're not using it for monetary gain?
because it's a hobby. This is all a hobby for me. It's not business, you know? Sure, like, getting Sasha Doll to go to leak inside info of another person's business, you know, actual music business. Sure, that's fun and all, but I don't want to make money off either slandering somebody or talking negative on someone. That's why I stopped monetizing all my videos. Because if I'm bashing on somebody like Gothic Chick, or as I call her, Gothic Cunt, I don't want me to make money off of her name. If I talk about ICP, I don't want to make money off of ICP because they could be making that money, you know. In a way, I feel like I'm stealing from people. That's why you see people that upload full-length albums, you know, of MP3s, and then they just have a picture of it, and then they monetize that video, and then they get all the money from it. So technically, they're stealing from the artists. That's why I've never done that for like Daniel Jordan, and I told him that, and he's giving me respect for that, you know. If anything, I talk about him, and then I promote him, you know. And that also gives me another thing I want to talk about a little bit, if you don't mind. I think that
go ahead then.
in a way that artists should pay YouTubers, and this goes without beyond the music industry. I think like how many people on YouTube do Let's Plays of video games? Thousands of people. You know, they record Minecraft, them playing it, and they talk over it. They record recently Lara Croft Tomb Raider. You know, how many people do that? Do the video game companies give them credit? Do they shout them out? Do they give them money? No, they don't. So, and that's how I feel with this music shit and talking about Juggalo shit. Like, I'm not getting anything out of it. Maybe if I give like if someone like Daniel Jordan, per se, for example, gives me props or gives me credit for shouting him out or trying to get his music out there. Same thing with Schizo from Kalamazoo, Michigan, or Schizo of Michigan. He's giving me shout outs and credit for supporting him and shit. But has he paid me any money for it? No. And I don't ask for anything. That's the biggest difference between me and Blue is that I do this shit for free because it's a fucking hobby. Like, sure, I put time and I bought a video camera, which I brought to the gathering. I bought that for this channel, for my channel, you know, my YouTube channel. That's my way of investing money into this. Mainly, lately, I've been living off paycheck to paycheck, trying to keep a roof over our head for my mom because we finally gotten disability for my mom. And that, you know, I mean, as many people know, Hunter Valentine probably knows this. It took him forever to get on disability, you know?
Yep.
And my mom is now on partial disability, so now we're finally getting disability checks coming in. So my debt that I'm paying for my mom and paying for the house and bills and like that is a lot cheaper. So soon I'm going to be investing in a new video camera that's a lot more higher definition and it's not zoomed the fuck in like it's stuck like, you know? And like with the new layouts and stuff, I went into school for graphic design, so I have a degree in graphic design. Do I showboat that everywhere? No. It's mainly because I don't have the time, you know.
Right.
That's my thing. I don't have enough time to do all the things I want to do. But like the Schizo interview that I just recently did before the Sasha interview, I'm still editing that video right now. I still have half of it edited. Sasha video, I just threw a RLT Guido, you know, style logo up on there, and I called it good because this is news and this is shit that needs to be heard, you know.
Exactly. And
it's been delayed, you know.
But my question is, it's not how much money you make; it's what you use, you know, your money for. What you do with what you do with your money that automatically establishes who you are as a person in a way. So how I see it and how I perceive it, and like I said, no one's got to think the same way I do, otherwise YouTube would really, really suck. But what I do with my monetization is I keep racking it up because I'm only at like $11, I think. But when I get my first 100, what I plan on doing is actually trying to put a little bit back into people so I can watch more interviews. Is what I want to do. Like, I feel like, hey, look, listen, I can get this person for $25. I'm like, here you go. I want to see this interview. You know, let me know when it's at and stuff, and, you know, please make sure that you put it up so I can watch it and stuff. Because I would love to see more of that. I love interviews. I plan on putting my money towards, because I can't use iTunes and I use YouTube converters, I would love to actually put that money back into, like, you know, the people who I get those songs from and pay them their 99 cents.
Right.
Because as much as I buy the CDs and stuff, there's still some songs, like even from Mars, that I can't find out what CDs they're on.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd still like to make sure that, you know, I'm still getting good music. Because I absolutely love music. And if I'm watching, like, your best crowd ever with Sheamus versus Orton.
Right.
Man, I would have ponied up Doe to you to WWE or whatever at 99 cents to, like, watch something like that. You know
how many copyright strikes I almost got on that video?
A lot.
Dude, I've gotten a total of like 16 strikes on that one video, and that's the main reason. It's videos like that where it's like once in a lifetime, like something I see on TV, like that was the fucking shit. That crowd was the fucking shit. I want to make sure I had that segment recorded before it gets banned on YouTube or banned on like Daily Motion, which it happens. That's where I got that footage from. I got that footage from a Daily Motion video, and I didn't take the intros. I didn't take that very end of the match where Big Show punches everybody and knocks everyone out, because I knew that that's what WWE will be hunting for. So I cut it a little bit short, and I cut the beginning a little short, you know.
Yeah.
So I didn't get those strikes, but I still got strikes, you know.
Right. But,
because of the commentary. But, you know what I mean? Like,
if you were able to talk to somebody, and that's one of the things that pisses me off with psychopaths, you try and do something for them. You're like, hey, look, listen, I want to help you out with this. I just need your permission so that way you guys can make some money. It's free money, pretty much. You know, you let me do this. I give you rights to it. I give you royalty checks, whatever. If there was a way we could have like a hub for WWE to do things that you do without getting strikes and to actually kind of put money towards it. And in order, because I like seeing shit like that, dude. If you tell me $3 I can have this on YouTube for however long I want, I would hand you $3. I would hand you $20 for like a set, like
Right.
a series of them or whatever. You know what I mean? But I would much rather put my money back into the things that I enjoy. When I get money, I go and get music. I try and find people. I'm like, hey, look, listen, I did this with your music. I put you on a radio show or whatever. I took one of your songs. Here's a charm. You know, here's a little bit of money for doing that. You know, I couldn't do it through YouTube or whatever, so I'm getting these strikes. I don't mind that. I just want to make sure my heart's in the right place and my money goes into the right pocket, rather than
Right.
giving a check to Big Hoodoo and finding out that it's just going into Violent J's pocket. Because let's face it, Violent J doesn't need money.
No, he doesn't. Um, but like you were saying, like all my money recently is building up my RLP collection. I don't know if you've seen my RLP collection
I
part
have.
2.
I have, dude. You know what it really amazes me? What really, really amazes me with your collection is that the shit that you've got, and you could easily have done this. And I'm not sure why you didn't, because a person in those kinds of shoes, like I did the same thing with Mars. I didn't put any money towards my Death Pop, but I bought Mars Attacks, the CD, for fucking $55. You could have gone through, and because I know you've got some ICP stuff, and you can even go and get pictures and things like that. You could have done a montage where you had, this is what Bang Pow Boom has, this is what Mighty Death Pop has, here's the Wraith with this DVD, here's the Wraith Hell's Pit, and it comes with these 2 DVDs. But it seemed to me like the RLP collection had so much more. So I want to ask you this. It's none of my business. It's actually very rude, but I'm asking this to try and prove a point. In total, how much do you think that RLP stuff cost you?
Okay, I'll tell you right now, the first original, you can go on eBay, it's still up on there. The first original Boom Words from Hell that was released back in 1989, that was the first 100 press cassette tapes, is out there. And it has Isham on front, him chilling next to a sweet-ass convertible of some kind. I'm not a car guy, I don't know anything about cars, but it's a
Me
sweet-ass
either.
convertible.
Wait a second. You're from Michigan. You don't know anything about cars.
I'm not a car guy, dude.
I don't blame you neither.
I've worked for
I'm trying to give you
Chrysler.
shit.
I've worked for Chrysler installing horns for steering wheels before, but that's as far as I go.
I thought you were going to say a salesman. This car has a nice dashboard. The dashboard has good handling.
That's literally how I would be. But anyway, it's like there's a Booming Words from Hell, the first ever pressed one. I believe there was 200, if not 100, pressed with the red foil tape in it, and it has no barcode on it whatsoever. That was the one that he started slinging out on the streets, selling on streets after shows and shit. Like, here, buy my shit or check my shit out. Or write that down if you want. I see you. But it's listed on eBay for $500. All right, $500 for that one cassette.
Damn.
I don't own that cassette. I own the second press, the 2000 press copies. Whenever he re-released it in 1990, and because in 1990 he repressed it all up and added 6 more songs to the album. But overall, that ROP collection, I've gotten a couple stealings because I live in Michigan, and I bought them off people who lived in Michigan. And because of that, like through eBay, they knocked off the shipping and handling fees because I got in touch with them, you know,
Yep.
and shit like that. But I want to say it's around close to 1,700.
Hmm.
And
Now,
I'll tell you why. Compared to like Psychopathic. Psychopathic, they've repressed everything. You can go to any CD store or any music outlet and find an ICP album, pretty much.
Yeah.
Can you do that with anything Real Life Productions? No, because there's only total, from what I know of, there's only been like a total of 2,000 pressed before 2000, the year 2000 of every single copy of everything, and then whenever 2000 came around, whenever TVT Records, that was the record company that released Korn, they released Creed CDs. They basically just pressed the albums for artists and stuff. TVT, what they did is they repressed all of the back catalog, and they pressed up to, I think, 2,000, if not 3,000, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong on that statement. I have to check with Jake, because he was around at that time when all that happened. Or maybe one of the Suicidalist people that are watching this, maybe they might know. I don't know if they're on. They could probably correct me. But after 2000, and that was when the Wicked Worldwide came out, www.com. Now this album came out. They repressed that one. That's why there's a cover of Wicked Worldwide that's red, and then there's one that's purple. The one that's purple has a DVD, which is a live performance sound of some songs and shit, or bonus songs, if you will. And the reason why RLP shit is worth so more is because there was so few pressed up compared to Psychopathic. Psychopathic, you can find anything anywhere. RLP, it's basically like a witch hunt, you know? Like, I constantly on eBay looking up eShop, like once a week. If I find a jewel, I'll favorite, or I'll what's the word I'm looking for? I'll bookmark it in my favorites, and until I get a paycheck, or until if it gets to a price where I'm like, all right, I'm gonna steal that right now. Yeah. You know, I'll go and I'll jump on that. You know, like the one I'm looking at right now is Life After Death cassette. That's the current one I'm looking at right now. But you know, I'm not gonna say the price because I want to try to get it. But you know.
Yep. No, that happened to me too. I was trying to get Mars Attacks, and I said what the price was, and it went up a little bit. I was like, ah.
See, my limit is $50 for one CD.
55. That included shipping, though.
Well, yeah, of course, and shipping. I don't mind shipping, but if I have $50 for a CD, I should have enough money for shipping and handling usually, you know.
Exactly.
But the most expensive CD that I have, I think, of RLP would probably have to be Bruce Wayne, 1987, which was. That one goes on eBay right now currently, and on Amazon currently for $75 plus. Alone, and that's just the CD. If you have it with the original case and everything, that goes up to $80 and up.
This Mars Attack CD, I shit you not, lowest cost at one point was $55, and that was for, like, you know, used or somewhat sealed or whatever. Mm-hmm. The most expensive the CD went up to was like almost $500.
Wow! I'm not even a huge Mars fan. I met the dude; he's a fucking dick. But that's my whole history with him. But I'm not a big fan of his music. But that's pretty impressive.
Absolutely.
For a modern artist too, you know.
I love Mars's music. I love the way he sings. I love the way he raps. I love some of the free tracks he puts out. Some of the, you know, the miscellaneous things. I loved the Zodiac mixtape, man. I gotta tell you.
I listened to that. That one's good.
I love the Zodiac. Did you watch my CD review on that?
Yes, I did.
It was my first CD review, and I was gonna ask you how well you think that went, because I think
it went pretty well. To be honest with you, I think it went really well. I think you covered it 100%.
There's just so much, like, to the artwork and stuff like that when he always adds stuff, and that's what I look for in a music artist. What is if you're putting the work in your art, if you're putting, you know, the effort into the art and the making and the cleverness.
Mhm.
You know,
I'm listening. Don't worry. My dog's crying upstairs for some reason. and see what the fuck's going on.
Someone's breaking
Can't
into
control animals, you know.
Right.
What are you crying about? You outside? Oh yeah, that's what they want.
They want to go out?
Yeah, they want to go outside. That's fine. It's starting to not be hot as fuck anymore. Here in Michigan, at least. I don't know how well it is down there, but you?
The humidity over here on the East Coast sucks.
Oh, I am on the East Coast. I'm in Michigan, dude. Yeah, there's a phenomenon. That thing. Yeah. It's been like 98 or so lately. And the humidity was like 10 degrees hotter, so it's a lot worse. But anyways, yeah, dude, your review on that was really in-depth and shit, and that's what I liked about it, you know? And that goes along with the whole Blue thing. Like, Blue, he used to be really in-depth with shit, and now he's not, you know?
Well, I want you to do me
That's
a
what we're
favor.
lacking.
I do ask you for a favor, and I ask for small favors from people. Keep in mind, Monoxide, when I saw him live, he was an asshole, but that was because of the situation at the junkyard. I wouldn't take how you felt that Mars was directed at you as him being a dick towards you. Something could have happened out on that stage. It could have been somebody who you were in the area with that upset him. Because every time I've talked to Mars or you know, got messages from him on Facebook or whatever, he's always been decent. And the people whom I've heard from, like who did the guy who did the CD review on Schoolhouse Block, he said that Mars is a decent guy, so it could have been a rough night, man. Like I said, I love Mono. I liked him a lot more than I like Madrox. But after I saw his reaction at the junkyard, it kind of changed my perception. But then I seen him in all these other things, and he was fine. I'm like, and it wasn't my fault. You know, obviously I didn't do something to piss this guy off, but he wasn't the nicest.
Well,
and
dude, what Mars did to me is that I saw him at a local Juggalo show. I believe it was Nocturnal Records, which is a local company or record company or whatever. They were putting on a show. I got free tickets from a friend, and I went up there with my boy Vinny, who lives with Kevin, Grace McCormick, and we looked at Mars, and we are going to go up to him and be like, hey, dude, what's up? Show was awesome. It was off the hook. You know, just, you know, shit, you know, just give him props. And he looked at us like, who's these motherfuckers? Type look on his face. And I'm like, just trying to give you props, man. Like, what the fuck, you know?
That could have been a character thing. That could have been.
I don't know if he was still like trying to be like, yeah, Mars, you know, like he is.
Right, but you know.
You know, you can kayfabe for me. Come on, I'm giving you props. Kayfabe, you know, wrestling term, you know.
But you know, there's so many different things with it. There's. I moved my camera, now it's doing the whole flippy thing. But you know, there's things different music artists do. There's different ways they interact with their fans. Some of them will even like act like they're perks to their fans to kind of like stay in character and stuff like that. I know Kane. My dad had me on his shoulders when I saw Kane, the wrestler. And I went, Kane, and Kane just kind of like glared and like, you know, did the whole flexing thing. I thought it was the coolest thing in the world. My dad's like, I'm going to feed you to him. Yeah. But, you know what I mean? It could have been something like that, like, you know.
I don't know, you know, but I don't listen to the guy too often. So, no, I just got free tickets to a show, so I was like, fuck it, I'll go.
My question is, what are your thoughts on Kung Fu Vampire?
I dig some of his stuff, other stuff, not so much. I think I don't know, like his first couple albums to me, it sounded like he was trying too hard.
Finding his niche, possibly, so to speak.
Yeah, that's how the vibe that I got from him. I have not listened to Love Bites or any of his newer shit lately, but I've been hearing a lot of positive feedback, though.
What I've noticed about, and even Miss Kisa, she's even posted up a status on this, she was like, LOL or LMAO at my old music. Like, I went back and listened to it, and now I'm laughing at it type of thing. And Kung Fu said the same thing. He goes, I came out with the face paint and stuff like that, and then I kind of faded away from that. You know, I had the really long goatee, and I had the really long piercing, and I feel that with music artists, when they start evolving, that's phenomenal. That's great to see. And then you go back and you appreciate the old stuff even more. Similar to, like, you know, Ice V did Carnival of Carnage. really great up until about, you know, Tempest, and then it kind of just
Right.
fell.
Well, yeah, if you look back at Carnival Carnage, it's like, wow, they've came a long way. They sound a lot better now. You know, you can say that. I mean, I now to go with the RLP shit, like I cannot say Isham has done a horrible album other than on Psy.
Right.
Because Psychopathic, that was forced upon him, basically, as you can easily tell. Like, if you listen to any of his older shit or his newer shit, like before and after Psy, it sounds completely different vibe compared to on Psy. The closest thing that sounds like is A1 Yola, but that's because Violent J locked him inside of the studio to record it.
Well, I don't know. Like, I think they use the whole stereo system to record and stuff like that, and then they. What I loved is some of the stuff that they talk with, like the abortion clinic in California.
Right.
Much up here, you know, that recording studio, and then it was like, you know, ITV at their recording studio, and with me, it's the effort that's put into the music, it's the effort that's put into the album art, and if ICP would have done better with Bang Pow Boom and Mighty Death Pop, you know, I wouldn't have just given away my Bang Pow Boom CDs and deleted it off of my thing and regretted that I ever did that. Now I want to listen to the CDs before I go out and buy them.
You know what I regret doing, though? I regret selling my Gathering copy of my Def Pop to FYE.
Why is that?
Because if I really wanted to be an asshole, I could have sold that bitch on eBay as official Gathering of the Juggalos Mighty Def Pop and make easily a killing of 60 or 50 to whatever more dollars than you know how much I got for that?
$5?
$3.
Well,
And I told them I got at the Gathering, and they didn't even up it at all.
Yeah.
You know, like if they got it from, like if they were to say that and actually look at the barcode, because the barcode was one of the like first whatever 1,000 produced.
Yeah.
Versus like the ones that they send out to stores and shit. They could easily make a killing. Like they could even put like a little sticker on a case or something like that, like a security case saying from Gathering of the Juggalos or something like that, you know. And they could make a killing off of it if they wanted to. And I don't know if they did that or not.
Well, how much could they make off of it? Maybe, you know what I mean. You got to think about that too. If they're
FYE, they sold. I went over there before Jay and I cashed a bunch of shit in. You know, I went over there and they sell ICP CDs here at least for $15 as the most money. And they sell DVDs for like I think like $20 used and like $25 new. You know.
Is that with taxes?
Yeah, that's with taxes. Yeah.
Okay. I was gonna say,
if you think about it, like I can tell why it's more expensive where you live because you're not in Michigan. You know, in Michigan it's so common, ICP is so fucking common, it's not a big thing. Just like with Fago, Fago's so fucking common, it's like not even $1.05. It's like I can go to the Speedway, and gas station and buy it like a bottle of a 2-liter for like 89 cents.
Yeah, we get the 24 ounces for 99 cents over here at Sunoco.
Right. Doug, you want in?
But
no, you're just gonna sit in the sun and chilling. Okay, cool. But yeah, like Fago here ain't no thing. Like I'll see people on Facebook being like, "Yeah, I got Fago today," yeah. And they have like a picture,
I saw this thing yesterday, man. I bounced my head off this chair. Swear to God. I was doing some work. I've got this guy. He wants to. I did my video yesterday, and he's like, "I want 100, 200 charms." I'm like, "I can help you. I know several people I can help you out with that. You know, to try and make it so it's worth your money. It's worth your time. You can probably even get more charms than that at a better price. I can hook this up, no problem, right?"
Right.
So going through talking and reading some things and so on and so forth. I actually think it was this morning. It was this morning when I did this. And I scrolled down, it's like, ugh, I just need some Faygo right now, having a bad day, or I need some Faygo right now. Really good. I'm like, you can't go and get a Coca-Cola. You can't go and get a Pepsi. You can't. What the fuck? I mean, granted,
exactly. That's how I feel too.
Granted, there is a soda that I am craving, man, and there is a soda that I need, and I would kill somebody to have it. Pepsi Blue.
Pepsi Blue. I don't think I've tried that once. I wasn't really big of it, you know. But however, what I want them to do is to make more of Lime Life Mountain Dew, the orange flavored.
Yes.
I want them to make that
yeah,
Livewire. I want them to make that in 2 liters, man. I miss those things. Those things sold like
I love Livewire. No. I'll top you. Surge.
Surge, yes.
I
Surge
love
is really
Surge.
good. You know, but
the things of being a 90s kid.
Yeah, exactly. Same here, dude. 1989.
1990.
Yeah, 1 year apart, you know.
Dude, I loved Surge. I loved the Livewire Mountain Dew. I loved the Pepsi Blue. It was 50 cents for a 20 ounce out here when
Right.
Pepsi Blue first came out. It was 50 cents a piece. And
like,
I love Pepsi Blue.
Things aren't what they used to be. I wish that I was. I honestly feel like I'm an old soul, just in a young body, because I fucking hate everything that like kids that are my age are into, like Lil Wayne and shit like that, and even like fucking metal music wise, people are into like fucking what are their names? Asking Alexandria.
Well, look at some of the more basic, the run-of-the-mill underground punk bands now. They're trying to mimic the 80s, most of them. There's some good ones out there. There are some good ones, mostly in the Grand Rapids area, from what I understand, is where a lot of the decent punk comes from.
Yes.
Some parts in Florida. I'm not sure if Against All Authority is still doing their thing, but, I remember listening to
Leftover Crack. Michigan boys,
Right, and a lot of the good things.
Just as example.
Yeah. Right. You guys are more than just automobiles. You guys have a lot of good music, a lot of good labels and stuff like that, as long as you don't venture too far towards,
Yeah, but, like, one of my favorite, like, post-metal, if you want to call it, I don't even know how you would genre you would call them. I know they're, like, in the metal genre and rock genre. Chiodos. Yeah, have you heard of Chiodos?
I might have heard them on, like, Pandora or something.
They're really fucking good. I remember seeing them whenever they first started off as the Chiodos brothers, which was an old, I believe, Greek tale, where 2 brothers, they were basically complete polar opposite, like both Gemini, and they were twins. And they would look over each other, look after each other in battle. And by the end of the time, they got split or broken up somehow, and then they were on the battlefield on opposite sides, and they had to kill each other.
Huh.
That's where they got their name from. But I saw them when they first started, and they blew the fuck up, with the whole emo phase, if you will, because that's their target audience mainly. But they don't dress with the whole hair like this and shit, But, like, most kids that listen to them now are, like, teeny-weeny kids, but it is what it is.
Yeah, there's some bands that people were telling me about that are even our age, Guido. There are people out there that are our age that are into mindless self-indulgence.
I like mindless self-indulgence. I like some of their old shit. Not their new shit.
Or am I thinking, no, I'm sorry, Blood on the Dance Floor. My bad.
Oh!
There are kids our age listening to that shit.
You know what? I unfortunately know some of them. Unfortunately, I know some of them. This girl that I was seeing, I'm not going to say her name, obviously.
Oh, go ahead, man. Come on, man. This is Hatchet's Wicked Show meets Real Talk.
Alright, Real Talk. This chick that I haven't seen, Sally. I'm not going to say her last name, though, obviously.
Okay, that's fine.
I don't want to put government names out there, on blast. But Sally, she has a couple friends. This one chick named Paige, who I recently met downtown at that Blues on the Mall festival thing, which is every Wednesday throughout the summer. downtown where they play blues and jazz music and shit like that at a local park. It was pretty fun, you know. I went over to meet up with Sally at the bus station, and Paige was wearing a blonde dance floor shirt, and I immediately did a pivot and walked away from them. And she's like, "Where are you going?" I'm like, "I'm not going to be seen anywhere with your fucking shirt on. I'm sorry." And I'm being brutally honest with her. She's like, "But what?" I'm like, "Blood on the dance floor is fucking horrible." She's
Hey
like,
Guido,
what?
I thought of something, man, and this would be, I think, our worst nightmare. And I'm going to go completely psychic on this. I'm going to see into the future, and I want to see your reaction for this. Mindless self-indulgence mixed with ICP face paint. That's right. We're going to have emos. We're going to have the emos, and it's going to be a big scene. It's going to be people who are going to want to see Blood on the Dance Floor signed on to Psychopathic Records or a band like that on Psychopathic Records. Either way, these two genres, these two groups of people are going to clash, and they're going to have their own subculture.
Well, my name Cub. Just doty around.
It's gonna happen.
Dude, like,
It's gonna happen.
you know what I think we should do? I think that Big Nick, he already has it going right now. I think we should all agree. Like, I know that Juggalos and, like, Suicidalist RLP fans don't necessarily agree 100% with everything, but we can all agree that Blood on the Dance Floor is fucking awful.
Yeah, absolutely.
And,
Wasn't
what's
the
it
lead
called?
singer accused of rape?
Yeah, he had 2 court cases of it, and it's on his record that he went to court for it.
And one of the girls who lied about it.
Well, I don't think it was.
Dead.
I don't necessarily think it was rape. I think it was just like I think it was pedophilia because of his age and the chick's age. I don't necessarily think they actually fucked, but I think maybe like they kissed each other and she didn't really along with it, or maybe her folks. I was like, "You kissed him? Fuck you! We're going to court." Like a lot of people here in Michigan do. That's why me, I come off as a 19, 18-year-old dude, based off my appearance and shit.
What was it in that video? You said I looked like I was younger than you. I had to be 16, 17, 18, something like that.
Right.
I was like, okay, either this guy is trolling me, he's figured out what we're doing, or he really thinks I'm a teenager still in high school.
Well, I honestly thought you were because of the way that you made your video. With the whole, we made you suicidalist, we made you RLP fans, we're not first, we were first, me, I'm a family kid, me. That was my impression of you.
I guess that wasn't what I was trying to do, like to try and sound like I was younger, but I was trying to get your attention and be sort of dick-like.
Right. Well, that's the only way to get attention on YouTube.
Exactly, and that's what I was trying to prove. I was like, because you're like, okay, this is going to be big, this is going to be huge, and we did our thing, and you were like, huh, not what I expected.
Right.
Which I thought was great. I loved how we went into that.
Right. But, like, I come off as, like, a 19 or 18-year-old. Like, I remember, whenever Big Irish made a video towards Boy Blue. I don't know if you remember that or not.
Which one? There's been a couple. CPN and Blue. Are you talking about Big Nick and Blue?
No, Big Irish Juggalo.
Towards Blue.
Yeah, he made one towards
I know
Blue.
there was like.
He was saying basically like, Guido's going, or he's like, CPN said his part, so-and-so said his part, Guido said his part, here's my turn, and he just went on a full shoot on Boy Blue of how he was in the wrong and shit, right? And he said, Guido, that boy hustles and bustles his ass off every day to bring that bread home for his mom, and shit like that. And he's like, the kid's 16 or 17. I think he said I was 17 years old. He's 17 years old and he's busting his ass off.
Dude, can you see me?
Kinda. I don't know. You were
That's
one with the
like
sun.
completely. Yeah, I'm out here smoking a cigarette, and I am officially a ghost.
Awesome. How does
Not
it
bad,
feel?
huh?
How does it feel to be in the afterlife?
Not bad. It looks the same. It's just a little worse. Like I have to roll my own cigarettes, and I'm listening to Gogo Bordello. Did anyone catch that reference? You and the one viewer. Did anyone catch that?
Yes.
I'm
Okay.
surprised we didn't gain more viewers from that. That's upsetting.
Well, dude, it is like 11 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, it's true. Oh Christ, what is today? Saturday, right? Oh,
Yeah,
that's right.
today's
People
Saturday.
sleeping. There is no more Saturday morning cartoons. Although I will tell you this, I don't watch wrestling, but instead of watching Saturday cartoons, I realize I'll sit there and play like two wrestling matches on my 2006 SmackDown versus Raw game. That's a confession right there.
Hang on. I have SmackDown versus Raw '08, and I think '06 as well. I don't know.
My
No, I
favorite
think
one was
about it.
featuring ECW.
Well, I like the 2010 one with ECW better.
Oh, dude, this
Yeah,
is tripped. Like I'm like I thought that was like my laptop or
I
something,
don't
but
know if your
no, I am
camera,
totally.
I don't know if your camera can comprehend the brightness.
I don't think I can, but I can see me a little bit. Guido, I'm here live
Are
in the
you?
in the tunnel. I'm in
Yeah?
the tunnel, and it's bright, and I'm not seeing any angels or loved ones. But I think I see Saint Peter.
Yeah, is he upside down still?
Ass up, dude. Ass up. He's a gopher.
Fucking A, dude.
It was misinterpreted in the Bible. The guy was a talking gopher.
Right on. Well, oh, dude, did you know that Jesus was a mushroom?
No shit. I thought he was black.
I like how you're so quick with that. No, there has been talks that Jesus is basically a mushroom trip, just misinterpreted.
Huh. Have you read the book Lamb?
What's that?
Have you read the book Lamb?
No, I have not.
It's from like Christopher Moore. It's Jesus as a teenager from the eyes of his friends.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay.
I heard good
But,
things. I
but
heard
if you've
supposed to
read
be funny.
any of the Samaritan tablets or the Dead Sea Scrolls, it basically debunks everything about the Bible, and it shows you how the Bible has been mistranslated and tweaked around just to become a weapon of diversity.
Similar to Zeitgeist.
Pretty much in a way, you know. But Dead Sea Scrolls and some American tablets were written before the Bible was ever even brought up, ever.
Huh.
And there's a lot of studies out there saying that um God, I can't remember the type of mushroom. There's a type of mushroom that only grows up north, where it is red and it has white polka dots that grow off of it, like fungi that grows off of it on top, the head
Similar
part
to
of the
like
mushroom.
paintings we see of shrooms and things like that. I know some kid painted that on one of my skateboards when he stole it.
Ah, yeah. Well, that mushroom is supposedly related to Santa Claus because the type of trip that it does is it makes you see snowflakes, like snowflake-shaped patterns, like on the walls and shit like that. And it also, they say that you see elves, like dancing elves.
Hmm.
And if you look up old photos of it and shit, which I talk about this on the Schizo interview that I've yet to upload, but what they used to do is they used to dry out the mushrooms by sticking the stem of them on pine trees, so whenever the sun comes up, it'll dry them out, so then you can eat them and you can trip. Also, they also grow on the bottom of pine trees out in the wild, similar to presents. They stick them on the trees, similar to Christmas bulbs. The sun or the star above them all represents the sun, you know, and
Huh.
they bring them inside their house and they put them above their, and there's pictures of people back in the day, like paintings and stuff, of people back in the day. What they would do is they would hang them over their chimneys to dry them out, just like Christmas stockings.
No shit.
And a big time back in the 1930s, you would see Santa Claus inside of a mushroom hut of some sort. So there's been all this talk coming out saying that Jesus technically is a mushroom. Santa Claus technically is the mushroom, and that's how they're connected. I think it's a really wild theory.
White and like this kind of color?
I can't even see that. Yeah, yeah, it's that kind of red. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I got this hat, and what I was doing is I was like using transfer paper. Now, I guess with copyrights and things like that, I can take a trademark, and if I make it on my own without selling it, I can have this. So I came up with this clever idea of putting a stripper, silhouette of a stripper, on the Mad Insanity symbol.
What the fuck is that symbol supposed to represent? Like, I don't get the.
The Mad Insanity? I don't
Well,
know.
I know Mad Sanity, but where does that symbol say Mad Insanity at? I just don't see it.
Maybe it's the face, and it's like you can see different things in it, and you can do different things with it. From what I've seen, like you can take squares, and like I did with the stripper, I could take Glocks if I wanted to and put them this way. I could turn this into like make it look like the similar to the Expendables and things like that. And I guess the things you can do with it, perhaps, that makes it Mad Insanity like.
Hmm.
That's my guess. I mean, but think about it. Insanity. What's the difference between insanity and genius? You know what I mean? Where's that line? And it's I guess how you see it and what you interpret it as. The Mars or whoever designed it. I mean, it could have been an idea he came up with, something that he saw when he was possibly smoking or whatever. But I would actually like to see something on what this represents. Because the Hatchet Man, Shaggy Two Dope Druid, or whatever, and it was this or an ice cream truck or something, whatever the fuck it was.
Right. I just don't see, like, if I hear the name Mad Insanity, I think like M and an I incorporated in a logo of some sort. I don't see
Well,
squares. That's just how I see it.
but what I think is that these guys are really intelligent. The guys who are on this label are extremely smart. They're extremely intelligent. The way that they see things is phenomenal. And you look at Scum, for instance. Look at the Hatchet Man. Look at all these different logos that people have. How is it that it's so it's got the same kind of chemistry, it's got the same kind of wickedness to it, but when you see something, don't you wish you could do something to it, be able to manipulate it and see it with your mind in a whole different light? What can you do with a hatchet man, really? You can add a chainsaw, you can add two meat cleavers, you can add a hatchet, you can add an axe, you can have a dynamite, paintbrush. There's so many things you can
Right.
do with it, but you really can't make a hatchet man put something else on it and claim it as your own, because then people see it's biting off, it's ripping off, and things like that. But with Mad and Sandy, you can do different things with the block. You can do different things with the squares, the rectangles, and do things with it, and you can still see it as it being Mad Insanity.
That's true.
So, that's just kind of like my take on it. That's from an Aspie baby's point of view.
Yeah.
But I did want to show you this.
Nice.
Yeah, dude, worth every
Nice.
penny. And like I said, what really meant a lot to me was the fact that this was the banner that I saw at Halloween 2008. And what I thought was so poetic about this is that I like this guy much more than I love Boondocks. And Boondocks was sick, so he couldn't make it on the 2008 tour, and they used Mars to replace him. And I thought it was perfect. It was like the greatest gift ever given. Same with what happened with Sick of It All. I'm not a fan of Sick of It All. And I heard they're going to be on the tour for Dropkick Murphys up in Grand Rapids, Michigan, up at the Orbit Room. You've
Great
been there,
venue.
sir.
I've been there
Yeah.
multiple times. I got ticket stubs in my room from there.
I still have the Murphys one someplace. I actually think it might be up in Michigan with my Hollow Wicked 2008 one in Owasso.
All right.
Never been out there,
But
but I've heard it's great there though.
it's all right. But they were replaced by the Briggs, and I loved the Briggs, but it was like the new Briggs. But they ended up playing one of my favorite songs off the Punks and Leaders Say CD. This is the song for us, and I was wicked excited. And I actually knew that song, and my buddy Corey was with me. He'd never even heard of the Briggs or anything, and he just saw me getting into it. And he's like, "This guy's having a blast." So small things like that. When there's somebody I don't like and they don't show up, I don't complain. Like I'm not a fan of potluck all that much, and they didn't make it, so Head PE got a longer set.
Right. See, like me,
You see
I
what I'm
like,
saying? Like,
yeah, like me, I like potluck, but I just want them to branch out away from like, yeah, we smoke weed, like gimmicks. 'Cause there's a lot of weed smoking gimmicks. Like, there's only so much you can rap about weed. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That's the
I
truth.
I don't know how you feel about this guy. I know you told me you think he's a crybaby, but the Joker said it best. In the song, I'm the real one, and he's like, I like weed, or I smoke weed. I like chicks, and I make big bucks, and I smoke on big cigars.
Right. He's
But
honestly a
Joker
crybaby
kind
that
of
because he didn't get signed to anybody, and he goes on and tries to slander on them, which I think is completely unprofessional. I won't go on slander on somebody just
but
because they didn't sign me. But I
well,
could
but
understand
yeah,
where he's
no,
coming
but
from.
he's got right, but he's got grounds. You know what I mean? Like he did that. He shows proof in the song,
Well,
uh,
yeah,
in the
of course,
Smooth
I'm not
Jam.
denying that. I'm
You
just saying
know,
like
Eh,
that's not how I would go about it. That's all I'm saying. Don't get me wrong, he's a
right,
talent, he's a talented rapper,
right.
but that's the thing, and he's could be a actual MC, but he lets personal shit get away too easily. Get in the way. That is,
Right.
if he would let all that personal shit go and just do him, because Hobson's not worried about what Joker's gonna say about him, or Hobson's not worried about what Joker thinks of him. He's worried about what his fans thinks of him. That's why Hobson's doing so good now. Tech Nine's not worried about what Joker's saying
However,
about him. But yet, Tech Nine is releasing good music for his fans. So why bother? Like I'll quote Schizo from Kalamazoo, Michigan. He says, "Why would I give somebody else their energy if they're not giving me their energy?" You know what I'm saying? Why waste energy on somebody that's not
however,
going to benefit me?
on that same token, though, there is somebody who paid attention, and there is somebody who came out and responded, and that was Tech Nine. He
Right.
came out on an interview with the guy from Bagel Lovers. Did you watch that interview?
I watched partial of it. I wasn't too interested in it.
But he made a response, and the whole thing was about Joker. Like, how he came back and things like that, and how he said that Joker had, these things, but that's why he was afraid of taking demos. He was afraid of listening to other people's music. He was afraid something like this would happen. But the fact that Joker had that much of an impact,
Hmm.
it says something. But I'm losing my connection in here, dude. But I think we should conclude this here, and I think we should pick this up. You said you're on vacation this week. Why don't we pick this up either later today or even tomorrow, man? I want to go and fetch an energy drink. All
Oh, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine with me. Like, dude, I got this whole entire fucking
right,
week
man.
off. So, I'm free whenever this week. And that goes to anybody that wants to get at me. Like me, I'm tired as fuck, as you can kind of see. I got the circle, like the baggy eyes,
Yeah,
but,
man.
but that's because I'm insomniac,
Probably take a
so.
nap or something. But hey, to our two viewers here, because we just got a viewer towards the end of this, and we apologize for cutting it short on you. But if you guys want to check us out, Real Guido YouTube's channel. I'll try and post this in the description. If not, I'll find a way to link it to you. Check us out on Facebook. What's your URL there, Guido?
My URL is my name. LUKASBALDUCCI. That's how you get at me.
All right, and you can check me out on Wicked
I'm
Shack,
not I'm not a
WMS
hard guy.
capitalized, or
I'm
Hatchet's Wicked Shack.
Yeah, I'm not a hard guy to get at. My fucking phone number is up on my Facebook all the fucking time. My fucking Twitter has my phone number on it. Like, I'm not a hard guy to reach. So, if anybody wants to come at me or disagrees with anything that I have to say, it's not that hard to get at me. All my shit's out there already, so, like, if you disagree or whatever, what we have to say here, and if you want to talk it out, or try to change my opinion on shit, go for it, I'm open for all ears, Like I said before, dude, this is the main reason why I came on YouTube, to get my opinion out there and hear other people's opinions and try to come to agreement. If not, oh well.
So I guess I can say for the both of us, if you want to come fuck with us, come fuck with us.
Right. Exactly.
All right, Guido, thanks for being on this, man. It's great doing Real Talk, Meat and Hatchet's Wicked show, man. This has been great.
Just do this more often, man.
Absolutely. Like I said, man, I apologize if I haven't been getting to you. There's been some stuff going on. We end this broadcast, I'll actually give you an update.
All right.
All right, guys. Poop, poop.
Poop, poop. Much poop love. Go check out the Poop Poop Shop. It's actually on Poop Poop Store, Big Cartel. We actually have Poop Poop shirts for sale for $20. Legit.
And this motherfucker is dedicated to the caterpillar.
The caterpillar. This shit is dedicated to the fucking brown caterpillar. Motherfucker. Which we let free, by the way. We let free. We don't let our caterpillars...
It didn't die on you.
We don't let our caterpillars hot and burn and die in a glass jar. We let our caterpillars free up in this bitch.
Oh my god.
Dude, you have to admit, that was funny ass shit. And just me drunk in the background. Fuck Joe Bruce! Fuck Joe Bruce!
Oh my god.
Every time I watch that shit, that makes me tear up
Man.
and laughter. See, you can't even talk. Hell yeah, motherfucker! Boo-boo! Motherfucker! Fuck Joe Bruce!
Poop, poop, guys.
Oh,
dude,
God.
we got fucking more viewers coming in.
Yes.
Towards the end of this all.
Try to find more connection. Let's keep this thing going. Fucking A.
Oh my god, dude. We'll do a series 2 on this. We will do a series 2 on this for our viewers. I say we try and do this later today, possibly around, I don't know, later today or tomorrow maybe. And we'll set something up and we'll have some more for a discussion. Oh my god.
Talk to
Oh. Alright guys, I'm outie.
Peace.